Welcome to FM Tuition Academy. Okay, so today we're continuing with enzymes, but we're dealing with the factors that affect enzyme activity. Okay, you should know these factors. There are different factors that affect enzyme activity. Last time we were dealing with the characteristics of enzymes, but now we're doing the factors that affect enzyme activity. What are those factors that affect enzyme activity? 1. Temperature. The temperature affects the enzyme activity in the body. How your enzymes behave in the body is affected by the temperature that is your body has. 2. pH, the pH of the body. Okay? pH affects enzyme activity. 3, you see, concentration of the enzymes themselves. The concentration, okay, of the what? The enzymes. Okay? Will affect the enzyme activity. Last but not the least, I will just end here. The concentration of the substrate, which is the food substance. Okay? The substrate. So the concentration of the substrate. Now, how does temperature affect the enzyme? First, I start with temperature, so that you have an understanding. So how does the temperature affect the enzyme? Okay? So when the temperature increases in the body, okay, the increase in temperature, okay, the increase in temperature increases the kinetic energy. Okay, before I even reach the kinetic energy, let me make you understand. So the increase in temperature, when you increase the temperature, it increases the enzyme activity. So increase in temperature increases the enzyme activity in the body. Enzyme activity. Okay? So when you increase the temperature, the activities of the enzyme in your body will increase. Okay? That's the first part that happens. What else happens when the increase in temperature? The kinetic energy of the enzymes. You know, the enzymes, they move. These are living organisms. They catalyze the food in the body. So the kinetic energy, their movement in the body, the kinetic energy of the enzymes and the substrate, the kinetic energy of the enzymes, and the substrate, the kinetic energy of the enzymes and the substrate increases. Okay? The kinetic energy of the enzymes and the substrate increases. Okay? So when the kinetic energy increases, the enzyme activity also will increase. Okay? So it means the food, which I said it means the substrate. Substrate means the food. The substrate is broken down faster. You see? So the temperature will keep increasing. The temperature will keep increasing. The temperature will keep increasing until it reaches optimum temperature. The temperature will keep increasing. The temperature will keep increasing until it reaches optimum temperature. Optimum temperature is the highest temperature until it reaches optimum, and it will keep on increasing. It will keep increasing until it reaches optimum temperature. Okay, it will keep increasing until it reaches optimum temperature. What is optimum temperature? Optimum temperature is a temperature where the enzyme works best. Optimum temperature. What is optimum temperature? Optimum temperature, I'll put a star there. It is the temperature where the enzyme works best. You see? So for example, if you are drawing a graph, because sometimes they can ask you to describe this in a graph. So if this is a graph, guys, and then the graph will go like this, okay? So here, the highest point here, okay? So it will go like this, okay? So this is the highest point here. The highest point here, this point here is what is called the optimum temperature. This one is called the optimum temperature. This one is called optimum temperature. Okay, it's called optimum temperature. This highest point, okay, because this side down is going to be the temperature, so the temperature is also increasing, and then this side is going to be enzyme activity. This side is going to be the rate of enzyme, catalyzed reaction. Okay, the rate of enzyme catalyzed reaction. So that's the rate of enzyme catalyzed reaction. Okay, and then you see, so it means, as you can see, the graph keeps on going like this. So when the temperature is increasing, the enzyme activity increases. Have you seen? The activity of the enzyme here will increase. Temperature is increasing, even the activity this side of the enzyme is increasing. So the temperature, it increases with enzyme activity until it reaches this optimum temperature here, the temperature where the enzyme works best. Okay? This point. Okay? So I'll even send the notes for this, so that you have even a better understanding. Okay, so that's a bit about temperature. We said the other thing that affects its pH. So the pH is like a scale like this. Okay, there's what you call a pH scale. So a pH scale looks like this. Okay, this is like a pH scale. Okay, the pH scale is like this. It is from 0 to 14. So it has got numbers like this. Okay, these numbers keep on increasing, 1, 2, up to 14. So 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until you reach 14. But when the middle part here, it's 7. Okay, the middle part here is 7. This 7, it means neutral. Okay, the neutral pH, the neutral pH. The neutral pH, that's where the enzyme works very well. Okay, so I said it increases from 0, these numbers increase here from 0, they'll go 0, 0, and then until you reach 14 there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until you reach 14. Okay, so this part here, the first 5 numbers, the first 6 numbers this side are all acidic. Okay, they are all acidic. And then these numbers this side, starting from 8, 9, 10, up to 14, these are alkaline. Alkaline. Like when you are eating food, the temperature in the pH in your mouth is alkaline. It's alkaline. The pH in your mouth is alkaline. Alkaline. The pH in your mouth is alkaline. Okay? And then the pH in the stomach is actually acidic. Your stomach is very hot, so it's acidic. And then this alkaline is a pH. It's a pH in the what? In the stomach. When we're dealing with digestion, you understand. But these notes, I also send them. I'm just trying to explain so that when you're reading these notes, you know. Okay? So increase in pH also increases enzyme activity. Okay? Increase in pH increases the what? The enzyme activity. Okay? When you increase the pH, the enzyme activity increases. Okay? Increase in pH increases the enzyme activity. And also the enzyme activity will work well at optimum pH. So if this is a graph, for example, and then the graph goes like this, this on top is called optimum pH on top, the highest point here. And then these are pH values. And then this side is a rate of enzyme. This side we said is a rate, the rate of enzyme catalyzed reactions. Okay, you'll see them in the notes that I'll send. So that's what happens. Okay, so at optimum temperature here, the enzyme work very well. So as you increase the enzyme, also the rate of reaction, as you increase the pH here, when the pH values are increasing here, as they are increasing, it means also the enzyme activity will increase until you reach optimum pH. Optimum pH here is a pH where the enzyme works very well. It works best at optimum pH. Okay? So once you reach optimum pH, the enzyme works well. Okay, I'll send these in the notes. I was just explaining. So lastly, I can explain on, I talked about the concentration of the enzyme. I talked about the concentration of the what? The concentration of the enzyme. The concentration of the enzyme. How? We talked about the concentration of the enzyme. When you increase the concentration, it also increases. So this is the concentration of enzyme. Okay? So even it is like this. Okay? So even when you increase the concentration, even the rate increases. So this side is enzyme concentration. Okay? And then this side, it is the rate of enzyme catalyzed reaction. Okay? Rate of enzyme catalyzed reaction. So when the concentration is increasing, when the concentration is going upwards, when the concentration is increasing here, as the concentration is increasing, okay, as the concentration of the enzyme increases, as the concentration of the enzyme increases, like this. So you see there's concentration of enzyme down here. As the concentration is increasing, even the enzyme activity will also increase. The rate of enzyme activity increases. So I'll explain and I'll send these notes so that you have a clear and better understanding. So this is how concentration, pH, even temperature affects the enzyme reaction. So when you increase the temperature, the rate of the enzyme reaction will begin to increase. So it will increase, keeping on going upwards until it reaches optimum temperature, where the enzyme works best. Same thing with the pH. When you increase the pH, the rate of the enzyme reaction will also increase until it reaches optimum pH. Same thing with concentration. So when I send the notes, you have a greater understanding, but you can write a rough sketch of what I was explaining so that when I'm sending the notes, you have a deeper understanding.